Hello everybody, welcome. Today we're going to be doing some Scratch and checking out my projects basically, and also editing some projects. So first we're going to Among Us, the game that I made. It's actually an Among Us maze, so I'm just going to be basically finishing off the game today. So if you want to have a look at this game or try doing this game, then you can. So I'm just going to click see inside now and then wait for it to load. So here we've got some code, and if you can see in the bottom of the screen we've got a little Among Us character. So we've got the when flag clicked, so if you click the flag it will do something. Then we have the forever loop, which is really long, and then we have the how to move the character and stuff like that, because we need to be able to move the Among Us character. So if we click the green flag, the Among Us character will move with the arrow keys as shown. Okay, so if we stop that now and we go to costumes, I'm showing you the costume of the Among Us character here, and you can simply get this by typing as Among Us character and saving it to your computer, and then simply just uploading it to Scratch, and then you can change the size to whatever you want. So here's backdrops, but I chose to make my own backdrop and obviously make the maze for the Among Us characters to go through so that people can play my game. So I started off by drawing the maze, but that didn't really turn out so well. So I decided to do one. I decided to get one from the internet and then draw over it. So I will show you that in speed in a few seconds. Okay, so I'm doing that in speed right now, and I'm simply just going to obviously get on with that, do that, and then we'll test out the game and then see all the other things that I've done. Okay, so we're almost finished now, and just need to clean up a few areas, as you can see. So I have deleted the picture now that was behind, so it just leaves behind a maze that I've made with the lines, things on Scratch. So I'm then selecting that and enlarging it to the shape of the screen, obviously. Yeah. Obviously, as you can see, guys, this is a tiny bit wonky. I made it purposely like that so that it'd be harder for people to do this, and also so that the point of maze is to kind of confuse people. It's like a sensory game, so you want to obviously confuse people, so it's harder to do it, but also more interesting and keeps people engaged with the game you are making. So I'm just drawing the arrows right now, simply with the lines, nothing else, so everything looks neat and tidy. I just realised I did the arrow wrong, so I have to do it the other way. So just doing that the other way, and then after this I'm going to insert an Among Us character at the beginning to do that so it looks more interesting. But first of all I'm going to obviously test the game. So as you can see, the Among Us character is moving, but obviously later on we will want it to start at the beginning and not in a random position. We need to put the character to start at a particular angle of the screen in order for it to start at the start where it's supposed to begin. So we're just testing it out now, make sure everything's working. obviously it ends there. So, and then later on, if I wanted to adapt that, I could do when the character hit end screen, then it would change to a different maze. So here we're at the Among Us character again, and I'm simply trying to just erase this little white stuff over next to the Among Us character where I clipped off the picture when I uploaded it, but it didn't exactly go to plan. So turned out after this video I found out that the eraser was actually not working. It was having a problem, so I just had to hold on and wait. So if you want to see that fixed, then obviously make sure to subscribe and make sure to like this video and share it so that there'll be more videos like this. So I decided to just leave it like that and just make it smaller instead. So I just kept testing it out, but it wouldn't work. So I selected it and then I made it smaller. Obviously, I did not want to make this smaller because it was already small on the screen as it was already. And I didn't want to make it any smaller, but I had to so that it would fit into the lines on the page, so it would be efficient for all the players. As you can see, I kept trying, but obviously this didn't work. I tried doing it with a different colour, but I thought that would look a bit awkward, so I decided to do it with something different. I decided to just, like I said, make it smaller. Obviously, you guys, I didn't want to make this smaller. It's already small enough, but hopefully people get the point across that this is an Among Us maze, and I want this to, turn out good, and yeah. So I've gone back to the backdrop, the maze itself, and I'm just going to be expanding it because it doesn't, as you can see, it does not fit the page. So I'm just expanding it a little bit so it can fit the page, and so it's not just in one corner of the page by itself. So I continued to play around with it until I got the perfect size that I wanted. So you guys can do this too. You can easily just make a Scratch account for free, and because I've been doing Scratch for a long time, obviously I'm more experienced in this, so yeah, so it's not really like experience. Like Scratch has tutorials, it has loads of different things it can get you to code, and it's just a great way to start coding if you want to code. If you want to code, Scratch is your website. Some codes obviously need more codes than others. Some codes mainly need costumes rather than codes. For example, I'm going to show you another game soon that I'm making that I've made that I'm going to show you soon in this video. So stick around to the end to see that. It's a desk designer, so make sure to stick around to the end to see that. If you want to check out my game, simply type in desk designer into Scratch search. You do not need an account to see it. Just simply type in desk designer or type in my username, Ivy Grace. See all the projects that I've been working on ever since I went on Scratch. So now I'm putting in the start, and I'm simply putting it next to that arrow where the beginning is, and changing the colour to red so that it's noticeable to everybody who wants to play. Okay, so as you can see, there's the arrows, and my Among Us character is working really well. It's being able to move, but I still need to get it to stay in that start position when someone wants to play. So there is no cheating involved. What I'm going to do is get a when flag clicked piece of code, and I'm going to just stick it right next to that long piece of code over there. And then I'm going to get a motion button and put it underneath that wing flag clicked, and it's going to be go to X and whatever it is underneath next to your sprite name, and Y and whatever next to that too. So then it should have already automatically done that. So if we test it out now, we start moving it, and then we stop the game, and then we click it again, it goes back to that original starting place. So that's good, and we've coded that. So that, I think, is all I want to show you with this project. So we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so here is a promised desk designer that I have shown you, that I said I was going to show you. So here it is now loading, and guys, I think this is a really good thing to make, especially if you're starting Scratch, because it's simple code which I will show you, and it's just that it involves more costume designing, which I think is quite good for artists or anyone who wants to be coding but to do with art and stuff like that. So simply, it's when this sprite clicked, which is the sprite, the table and the pencil and stuff like that, next costume. And what it involves is the different costumes. All those sprites have this same code. So if you go to costume, you have the different designs of the table. So if you click it when you're on the game, it will move to that. And it's basically a desk organizer. So you can get inspiration from this to do it in real life. You can do it for fun. You can do it just as a game. You can do it for any reason you want to. So yes, you can see the different sprites, different costumes. So here I'm simply going to be showing you how I made one of the plant pots. I'm going to be making a new plant pot, which is quite a unique plant pot as well. So it's one I've never really done before, so I'm simply drawing that. Now I'm going to put this in speed while I do it, so if you want to follow it, you can slow down and slow this video down using the YouTube options, and then obviously follow me doing that. But basically I put a rectangle, then neatened it up in the shape of a large pot, and then obviously put the plant in. So there we have it.